to talk about is hard work versus smart work, hard effort versus smart effort. Now, the reason this kind of came across my brain was because I have been analyzing my own weight loss journey. And in particular, what I had just calculated was how many pounds I had lost in total over my entire career of trying to lose weight. Who can guess how many pounds I have lost in total? Write it in the comments. Who can guess how many pounds I've lost in total over as long as I've been trying to lose weight? Gaining, losing, gaining, losing. Who can guess? Oh, yeah, you guys are pretty close. It was about 200 pounds. 200 pounds. Is that not crazy? It's unreal. And if you spread that out evenly over the time, which is about a 10-year time span, that means that I would gain and lose about 20 pounds a year. So every year I would lose 20 pounds. But by the time the end of the year came around, I was either right back where I started or a little bit worse off. Isn't that crazy? So every year I put in about 20 pounds worth of effort for nothing, right? For nothing, which is absolutely insane. So what I want you to do for a second, I want you to think about your journey. Go back. When did you first consciously make an effort to lose weight? And calculate that number for yourself. How many pounds have you lost to date? Big number. Take your time. Maybe there was 10 years ago you lost 50 pounds. Maybe every year you lose 10 pounds before summer. Ballpark it, write it in the comments. How much weight do you think you've actually lost? 75. Let's see. Oh, that's a lot of weight, isn't it? You'd love to lose some of that again, right? 90. Crazy, ladies. Crazy. So high. And where did that effort go? Where did it go? Why did you even try? Why did you even try if this is where you knew you were going to end up? Isn't that crazy? And so that's what I want to talk about today. Because, oh my goodness, someone said closer to 300 pounds. That's nuts. Insane. But that's the truth. That's the sad truth of it. We're not lacking hard work, right? We're just lacking sustained work. So effort, hard work, hard effort is usually what gets the ball rolling, right? The hardest part is starting that boulder to roll. And then once it catches momentum, it can keep going, right? But what happens when that boulder starts to slow down or there's an uphill and it starts to go back? Hard work is not what keeps you moving. It's what helps you get started. It's intelligent effort, intelligent, smart work that makes it easier to keep going. That increases the quality of your results instead of the quantity. Because based on all of our histories, we're really good at quantity. Look at how good we are. We're really good at short, big bursts with a huge quantity of results. We're really good at that. We're not good at this intelligent effort, or we're not good at balancing them. And so when I think of intelligent effort, when I hear that word intelligent, I think of consistent, right? Intelligence and consistency, they kind of go hand in hand, right? And so what that means to me, if we look back at all of this, continuous low effort is more important than short, intense bursts of strong effort. Does that make sense, ladies? Low, continuous effort over strong, short effort in this instance. Now, it's crazy to think because here's what I do want to say. Without hard work, nothing will grow except weeds. Right? Weeds don't need work to grow. Weeds are good. So without hard work, you'll have weeds in your garden, okay? But here's the thing. If all you have is hard work, you won't have any weeds, but you also won't have any beautiful flowers, right? So what you need to do is think to yourself, okay, clearly I'm good at working hard. How can I work smart this time around? Right? Because when you combine the hard effort and the smart effort, You now have no weeds and you have a beautiful, colorful, fragrant garden full of flowers. Best of both worlds, right? If you've got hard work without smart work, you don't have weeds, but it's barren. If you've got smart work without hard work, you got a nice garden, but it's racked with weeds. So it's important for both. And what you've been used to is short little bursts of hard work because you have a wedding coming up, or you're going on vacation, or you're seeing someone who hasn't seen you in a while, right? That's our motivators. Short-term motivators produce short-term results. What is motivating you? Is that motivator fleeting? Most likely. So we got to adjust our motivator. And then we got to adjust the types of effort we put in towards it. And in order to start having more intelligent effort along your journey, there's this perspective shift that I want to share with you. And this perspective shift really says it all. And I hope you really listen to what it's going to be and how this sounds. And that perspective shift is this. Act as if what you're doing is making a difference. Act as if what you are doing is making a difference in your life, in your family's life, in the lives of everybody on this planet. Act like it's all on your shoulders. Act like that. And when you believe that all your actions matter and have good and bad consequences, then the action is enough. Then just doing the action becomes good enough for you, instead of just doing an action for an outcome, which is where most of your hard work started, for an outcome. You can't sustain hard work. You're going to burn out. And you definitely can't sustain hard work if you're only running on fumes and if your only motivator is an outcome. Working smart and intelligently is acting as if everything you do makes a difference, and you act to act. You don't act for an outcome. Hard work is usually associated with that outcome, because that's why we're able to muster up so much, because we want this thing. But when this thing doesn't seem so close anymore, we're not able to sustain the level of hard work. It becomes very difficult. And then we say things like, why can't I motivate myself anymore? Why can't I be like I was at the beginning? But if you had both of those things together, the smart work, the intelligent effort would carry you through that lull. And that is what you're missing. Acting like everything you do makes a difference. You're acting to act, regardless of outcome. The outcomes are the bonus. And if you truly act like everything you do makes a difference, guess what happens anyway? That outcome will always change and always follow. So what you can take away is that satisfaction, true satisfaction, lies in effort itself, not in the attainment. True satisfaction lies in the effort you put in, not the attainment. Because full effort equals full victory. What does that mean? Full effort. Not half effort, full effort. Hard and smart. That's full effort. If you do that, then you will get full victory of outcome and act. Mental, emotional, physical, aesthetic victory. If you do not put in full effort, ladies, listen to this. If you do not put in full effort, you will not have full victory. And what does that look like? That looks like if I snap my fingers right now and you all got to the goal you have in your head, you would still feel the exact same as you feel right now on your worst day. That is what you're in for. That is wasting your time. That is working in vain. That is how you lost all those other pounds. Half of the effort, half of the victory. usually hard work, and then a little physical gain. But you still weren't happy. You still weren't super healthy and where you should have been. Do not cheat yourself out of full satisfaction. You want that goal in your mind because of how you think it's going to make you feel. Imagine the disappointment when you get there and it's not what you thought it would be. And you don't feel more confident. And you don't feel sexier. And you're not excited to buy new clothes. And you don't feel closer to your spouse. And you don't have healthier habits that can last no matter what. Imagine if that was your fate, you would stop trying right now, right? And that is your fate. If you do not go after full victory, full satisfaction with who you are, who you became, and what you look like and how you feel. Full victory is being satisfied with the end goal, not achieving the end goal. And I can guarantee if I snap my fingers right now, you would not be satisfied in that goal. You'd be on cloud 9 for about a month. And then the nostalgia would wear off and you'd be at the exact same level of happiness, disappointment, discontentment, whatever those negative emotions you suffer from that pop up, they would be at the same level, the same frequency. Full effort is full victory. What have you been chasing? Are you on the wrong path? Got to be very careful because you don't want those goals if they don't satisfy you. Then you're chasing your own tail and you're never going to get anywhere. So full effort is the goal here, ladies. So the hard work, which we all know how to work hard, but you can't expect yourself to work hard all the time. That's the problem. We don't have it in us to work hard all the time. Life happens. We have bad days. We have tragedies and trauma. And we just get tired. So you have to work smart and intertwine it into that for longevity and full victory, aka full satisfaction. So a simple step, if we break this down, simple step to that intelligent effort, that working smart, is just breaking it down into smaller steps. So there's 3 areas in any weight loss journey. And those 3 areas are fitness, nutrition, and accountability, okay? So you can't say, oh my gosh, I'm broken in all these areas. There's something wrong in all these areas. Even if that's true, it's not really gonna help you if you spread yourself thin, right? You're gonna overwhelm yourself because now your to-do list is a mile long. Just for being healthy and losing weight. Plus your regular living life to-do list for the family, for the groceries, for your job, right? No wonder we lose motivation. Your to-do list is super long and you're relying on your hard work. The smart work needs to come in. What are the steps? Small steps. So you start with those 3 categories. Pick a category that you're either struggling in the most or that you think if you tackle that category, that will give the most impact. So nutrition, fitness, or accountability. Are you falling short on eating too much, not eating enough, not meal prepping? Are you working out not enough? Are you not pushing yourself? Are you injured? And then accountability. Are you engaged with like-minded people? Are you attending coaching calls? Are you listening to motivational speaking? Are you reaching out to coaches? All that stuff. So those are your 3 categories. So in your head, if you feel like you could be doing better, or if you feel like you're lacking in that smart work, pick one of those categories right now. Where if you focus your effort smartly, clearly I'm not smart if I just use the word smartly, and if that area, if we put our effort there, it will create the most impact. So pick that. And then pick a subcategory in that category. One thing, right? Are you following the right meals? No, okay. Is it too much to ask to follow the meals? Maybe. Do we start with meal prepping, just a dinner, just a breakfast? Do we focus on water? Do we focus on vegetables? Pick one thing. And your mind is going to want to pick 3 or 5. Pick one category, then a subcategory. And then go from there. Because your goal now, ladies, is no longer short, intense bursts of energy. You've proven you're great at that. In fact, it's biting you in the butt now. So it's time to switch for the time being to that slow, continuous effort. So what is the most easy, most simple, most least time consuming thing that you could possibly think of to improve that category? What is the easiest, most simplest thing to improve that category? Because now you're going to apply continuous, low amounts of effort there. And then you don't have to worry about all the things you're not doing, all the things that you're missing. You can focus on what are you doing, and now you know why. Because half of the time, lowering the bar makes you have like a psychological hit, right? You feel like you're a failure, you feel like you should be doing better, or maybe you're not as good as you thought. It's a battle to lower down from our regular perfection, what we would consider a perfect day, week, whatever. So it's a psychological hit to lower the bar. But if you know that you are doing this to become a stronger individual and break the cycle of those spikes in hard work, then it can justify you being okay putting in this continuous low amounts of effort. Does that make sense? Most of the reason we are struggling is not because of our actions, it's about how we perceive our actions. It's the emotional attachment and meaning we give everything. We don't feel motivated because we don't think our efforts are paying off. But if you start to believe every act you are doing is making a difference, you're going to want to just act to act. Every reason is emotion, or every action is emotionally motivated. This is why you have to be smart about it. Hard work is usually, especially when it comes to weight loss, is usually stimulated by an emotion, by an intense emotion of unhappiness, of maybe disgust with yourself, of maybe feeling gross because you overate or you saw a picture of yourself you didn't like. Hard work is usually stimulated by emotion. Awesome. Use that to your advantage. When you feel an emotion, use it to work hard. But when there's confusing emotions, when there's debilitating emotions, not helpful, negative emotions, this is when you can turn to your intelligent effort and cover your butt and know that what you're doing is going to be helpful instead of a shot in the dark based off of emotion and feeling. Does that make sense, ladies? Every decision you make is emotionally motivated, which is why usually our results are spiked and correlated with how we feel. That's usually how it always plays out. So if we have to pick one area, then a subheading, and then another subheading, and then we say, how can I apply continuous low effort to this thing, right? If you promise, if your life depended on doing one thing every day, what would you choose? Not what do you wish you would say, what would you choose? If you had to do one thing and your life depended on it, one thing every day until the day that you died, or you die early, what would that thing be? You'd set the bar real low. And that is okay, because we cannot be consistent with intense bursts of working hard if we first cannot be consistent with continuous little bursts. You see how that works? Ideally, we could be up here all the time with our hard work, but we're not. We have not trained for that. You've not built up the calluses, the emotional endurance that takes. So stop trying to go back to that. The only reason you go back to that because that is your default. That's how you've lost every other pound in the past, right? No more. Break free. We gained weight because we were inconsistent in some area, which means we don't have a weight problem. We have a consistency problem. So your goal is, how can I be more consistent? And it's not by cramming your schedule of things to do. It's about carefully selecting, intelligently selecting what you're going to commit to so that you can't not do it. That's where that intelligent effort comes into play, ladies. If you're expecting too much of yourself, after years of those spikes, drop the bar. And this is what I mentioned in the community a day or two ago. I showed two graphs, right? One graph was the commenting trends of a fit queen who plateaued, and the other graph was the commenting trends of a fit queen who was losing weight consistently nonstop. The fit queen who was plateauing wasn't commenting or engaging with the community at all. And the fit queen who was consistently losing weight was in there commenting, engaging, supporting, motivating somebody every day. Right? Now, how does that affect you? I mean, that tells you lots of different things, right? What goes around comes around. That's the biggest lesson there. But the second lesson is, if you cannot be consistent with something as insignificant or small, I wouldn't say significant, small as a comment in a Facebook group, you got no business trying to do something bigger than that, because that's just going to fall in the category of that hard work in a short burst of time, right? If you're struggling to be consistent with something big, like following a meal plan, getting regular workouts in, those are big habits. If you can't be consistent with that, you got to lower that bar, and you got to focus on what is that one thing in that one area that if my life depended on it, I could do every day. Commenting is an example of that. 0 time, 0 effort, and you build up your weight loss karma while you do it. The returns on that are insane. You put a couple seconds in every week, you get crazy returns. That's what we're looking for. That's smart work. That's smart, ladies. Stop banging your heads against the wall with those short bursts, right? This week I'm going to do really, really good. This week I'm going to be really, really strict. Okay, good plan. However, did that happen last week? Have you said that sentence to yourself before when you tried to lose that other weight? Have you said it to yourself before? And does it ever come true? Does it ever come to fruition? If not, that's still your old grind self, right? I'm going to grind through it. I'm going to just keep pushing and do the hard work, right? The dirty work. Just get your hands dirty. There's nothing wrong with that. It's just it peters out. Listen to what your past has shown you. All you have to do is look back, right? All you have to do is look back. No more big leaps and jumps in effort. Little consistent effort is your only goal and only hope of making this time different. Hard work and those spurts will come, and you take advantage of those, but do not force them, because forcing them will make you even more disappointed when you can't stick to it. Do not force them. So if you feel like you've been forcing them, take a step back. Take a step back, right? Where do you want to be a year from now? Not in the same place. Where do you want to be 5 years from now? Not in the same place. 10 years from now? Not in the same place. If you have your dream body 5 years from now, but you went back 10 years from now, what did you really learn? Did you just fall into a habit you had before? Right? So, moral of the story, my beautiful ladies. Working hard has its purpose, but you've been relying on it and waiting for it too much, to the point where you're burning yourself out. Shift to smart work, intelligent effort. Pick the smallest thing that you could do every day for the rest of your life. Start there if you find that you are burnt out. If you find that you are falling short of the things that you wish you were doing. Pick one area and apply it. One area, fitness, nutrition, or accountability, apply it there. And then see how confident you get from that. See how comfortable you get. See how less afraid you get of going back. Every pound you lose, you believe is gone forever, because how you got there was totally doable and you were smart about it. And nothing you did was in an extreme that you're afraid you can't keep up. Right? So, really quickly, ladies, I want to know your takeaways. What are we getting from this conversation? What are we going to change going forward? Is this what you needed to hear? Is this something you already subconsciously knew? Write it in the comments. I want to know where your minds are at. Do you find that you're too outcome driven and you need to start appreciating the actions for just being an action? Going too hard, too fast isn't sustainable. Absolutely. And guess what? It's still our first solution for everything, right? That's our autopilot decision making. Extra in a shorter amount of time. Enjoy the process. Absolutely. Give me some more, ladies. What are you going to take away? What are you going to take away? My favorite quote was, satisfaction lies in effort, not in attainment. Are you too focused on attaining things and not appreciating the effort? Small, consistent change, including mindset. Absolutely. Small steps. Going slow is better. If too fast, you will crash. Yes. And there's no problem with speed here. There's no problem with speed because speed is very subjective. Everybody's journey is at a much different pace, right? It slows down and speeds up at different areas. So it's your speed, not somebody else's speed, right? Do not compare and be jealous or feel bad because someone else is losing weight faster than you. Maybe that's their slow. So if you want to see the results they're seeing, you're not seeing the behind the scenes of what they're accepting. That they're actually going slow and they're going through the same mental battle you are.